Hi there. Today I'm going to work on a couple of art journal pages that I have due in a swap that I'm in. And the theme is Wonky House. Now, before I get started, I've kind of picked out some things that I'm going to use to build the houses, but this is my trash pad, I call it. I put all my scraps, well, not all of them because I do different things with my scraps, but a lot of my scraps I put in this old drawing book, and I've showed this to you before. And they're just scraps of things that I don't want to throw away yet. And I'm finding that, yes, I do find uses for these. Here's where I did that owl, those 4x4 owls. And I did a pinwheel banner. And goodness, all these projects. Some ink splash 4x4s with doodles. Martina's day tag. And Crazy Island Family art journal page here. So different things. But what I want to do is, when I work on a theme, a lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time, I'll go out and I'll look for quotes or inspiration or something to get me started. And I looked up this theme, Wonky. I looked up the meaning of it. Let me just draw it on here. Wonky, W. Oh, I should be using my paintbrush, I guess. Maybe I will. They certainly get their use. W-O-N-K-Y. Wonky. Wonky House is the theme. Now, this is not the page that I'm going to do. I'll be doing those down below. You'll see that probably in a fast forward. This is kind of the introduction. But this reminds me of the nursery rhyme. The little old man in the crooked house. Let's see if I can write that out. Maybe I want to go back to my pen. So we've established that wonky means crooked. Let's write crooked here. Crooked or askew, not straight. Which is perfect to use your scraps for. We'll put crooked scraps. I went out and to the wiki site, and I found the verse. I'm just going to write it here. That verse on the back of my art journal pages. Now, I usually do 2 art journal pages. One is a keeper and one to swap. And I kind of already have gone through this morning and figured out what I'm going to do on each page, or at least get a start. I started this page, well, both pages, with this paint, not this paint, this paint. I got it, it's Deco Arts Heavy Metals Light. It's a light glitter paint. It's kind of a turquoise color with, I don't know if you can see the glitter, but there's really a light shimmer in there. And that's on the background of both pages. And then on this page, I have this receipt that I like this. It says, "Thank you, call again." And I'm going to use that as one of my houses. And what I've done with these houses, now I'm not going to use this with what I'm going to show you here. Now let me pull this off. But see, I'll make a larger, maybe a window or a door, so it'll open, and then you open it up and it'll say, "Thank you, call again." This house is made up of some cork, and there's where that's coming from. It's got all kind of scraps here. Let's put a scrap piece on there, just to keep it from sticking. This is a piece of cork paper, and I broke that off, but I thought, well, that's cute because that just makes it more wonky. And this was a tag, a part of a tag, and I cut a part of that out for some other project. It looks like I tore it out. And this is what I had left sitting in my scrap box. This was one of those Michaels pads. I wrote a grocery list out on that. I couldn't bear to throw the peacock away. I think I'm going to put the peacock in the door and put it back here like this. But I want the memory. This is some Tim Holtz. This is all scrap from other projects. It says Memory 505 and some music. That's going to go this way, I believe. I have some pattern tissue paper that I want to put up behind here. I want that arrow to show. So I may tear this and I want these lines to show. I want it to be something like that. I might just leave it that way. And then my door will go here. My house will go here. I might have to move this all over a little, because I've learned that this cork is very brittle. So I want to get that entire house on the, not only is it brittle, it's sticky. Let's put this other, this is just temporary. I just don't want it to stick to my, put it over here like this. Maybe down a little. Down a little. And I have a piece of lace that for some project I glued it on a piece of paper. That's going to go across. Before that goes across, I got this piece of painted needlepoint. I used that in my wallpaper art journal, and this was a scrap from it. And that's going to come this way. Now I need something in there. This is going to be the door to that house. It'll fit on like that, so when the door opens, you can see the peacock sitting perched on the couch. So I need to do probably another pattern tissue in there or something. I might put Wonky House, the words Wonky House. I've got some music paper I could put in there. Oh, I know what I want to put in there. I want to put another house with a "Thank you, call again" up in there. So that's how I'm planning that one. This one, this was off of a McDonald's sack when they had one of their Monopoly games. And it says, "Help get your bills paid," and there's a house down there. I like that. And I have another, this is that cork paper with the, it was like a zigzag design, and I cut off a strip of it. And I have enough for a roof. And this was some wallpaper that I used as a drop paper at one time or another. I'm going to put that underneath there so that its hand will come down. And then the roof will come down here, and he'll be opening the door in here. And then when he opens the door, you'll see the house. And I may do some more on this one. So that's where I'm going with these. Okay, my pages are finished. This is for a journal page swap, and the theme was Wonky House. I made 2 pages, one to swap and one to keep. The one for swap says, "Welcome home." Has a wonky house here with a flower in front. I have some needlepoint canvas over here that was part of a sunflower canvas. And it was unstitched, and you can kind of see the sunflowers in there. The little door opens. It's a textbook page. I drew a door on it. And inside was a peacock sitting on a old-fashioned Victorian sofa. That was Michael's notepad that I'd written a grocery list on, and I couldn't throw the peacock away, so I tore it off. I knew it'd come in good for something, sometime. I strengthened the door with washi tape, the flap of the door. Down here is some lacy fabric that I had glued to a strip of paper for some project someplace, and I saved it, and so I put it down there, and then I just put little blocks of blue down there for like little bricks. And then the door up here opens, and this was the back of a sales ticket, and it says, "Thank you, call again." And then this photograph came from I believe it was a industrial chic, I think, ephemera pack. This was a part of a pattern. There's an arrow that points there. Kind of see part of the pattern back in here. There's some text way back in here. The back has an old nursery rhyme on it that reminded me of a crooked house. The Wonky House reminded me of this little nursery rhyme. It says, "There was a crooked man, and he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence upon a crooked stile. He brought a crooked cat who caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house." Then I just drew a little crooked house. This is just a little sketch, little doodle down here. I didn't bother to paint it or color it. This whole page this is actually watercolor paper, and this is that gold block printing ink on the back, kind of like a wash. A little sketch here, and then I documented the swap in this little journal spot here. Drew a little frame around it, and then put little dots around my frame just to kind of document the back, to do something on the back. So this one will go out for swap. This one will go out on this is Saturday evening, so it'll go out Monday. This is the one I'm keeping, and this one was made from a McDonald's sack when they were playing Monopoly. I call him the Monopoly man, but I couldn't throw him away. They were, they say pay all your bills if you're the big winner, and then they get waterworks and the electric company down here. This was a sunflower out of a page out of my wallpaper journal. There's some washi tape on the back of the door. This is actually cork. The roof is made out of cork paper scrap. A little gold bird that I had from a little chipboard I don't know who it was, who made them, but I painted it gold. And these people on the door came from that same ephemera pack. I think it's by Industrial Chic. And then it also says, "Welcome home." And the door opens, and you get your bills paid. And I had trouble at this point, before I put this gold on here, when it was just the house and the little Monopoly man. And whenever I run into a spot where I didn't know what to do here, whenever I run into a spot like that, I get out my gold, paint. Seems to to inspire me to move along. And then I just framed it with my fine liner pen and did some squiggle lines. I learned these squiggle lines by watching a video by Kim Reed. So whenever I do a frame and I want to do squiggle lines, I always say I'm doing Kim Reed squiggle lines. And then on the back is the same verse. I put Wonky house, you know, framed it, and then wrote the little verse. There was a crooked man, and he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence upon a crooked stile. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a wonky house. I had a little crooked house, but I should cross that out and put wonky. Maybe I will. So those are my 2 pages. This one will go out on Monday, and this one will go in my art journal. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next page.